Okay, here we are. So this is a first time demo. Let me move the face there. I am Ben Daniels. This is the first demo of a product that right now I'm calling Give and Go. So this demo will be of sort of the initial features, how much progress has been made so far. Real quick, I don't know who's gonna even watch this video, but just in case you're not familiar with demo as an agile practice, dev teams will often work in something called sprints. They're just fixed periods of time. And so the point of a demo is to be the end of a sprint to show the progress that was made during that sprint. So here we're going to show off sort of a prototype of the features, kind of building out some of the functionality. There's no UX or UI yet. So the features that are going to be shown off are not what a production product would look like. Yeah, and typically a demo is about showing the features to users or product managers who proxy for the users or those types of things. Also don't have any users yet. But in addition to a demo being a good way to show the product to users, I always felt that Agile was a good way of sort of staying accountable to a regular process, making regular progress. There's these ideas called show your work that have been in a bunch of industries. And so I think demos also fulfill that kind of show your work function. So even if nobody watches this video or nobody can kind of see the bigger vision of these features, that doesn't matter. This is still a great way for me to stay accountable to a regular deployment. High level, the goals of the product are to create the basketball training product I wish existed. I'm not saying I know every basketball product, but I've tried a handful of them. High-level observation, not to be critical of anybody else's product, but high-level observation is the content can be excellent. I think the drills or the sequencing saw some really good content, but I thought the apps were typically lacking in a couple of areas. What I'm calling personal curriculum. A lot of times it's sequenced to take you through the drills, how the trainer or coach would typically do them, and that's fine. But it would be great if we could sequence them based off of somebody's need. And then second, I didn't find any apps where you got feedback. Some time ago, I was a 37-year-old man who had never lifted weights, and I didn't quite know how to do it. I read a book and thought I could kind of film myself and teach myself, and it turned out that the weightlifting I wanted to do was too complex. I needed somebody to help me. So I found an online coaching service where I would lift, I would upload my last working set, and I had a personal coach who would tell me what I was doing well, give me cues and those kind of things. I thought that feedback cycle was excellent. Obviously, having an in-person coach, whether that's basketball or weightlifting, is the best of all possible worlds. But as people say, don't let the perfect get in the way of the good. I still think that there's an opportunity for personal feedback in the area of basketball training, whether that's people who don't have access to trainers or can't pay for it. Or I could imagine something where you do train in person some percentage of the time, but you still want to have feedback for the other workouts that your trainer is not present. So anyway, personal curriculum just means that you have a coach or trainer who is assigning you what to work on rather than it being a preset curriculum. And the second is they watch you do some aspect of that and give you feedback. Okay. Some professional goals that might be relevant when you see this demo. My career has been mostly in the back end. So there are some back-end services I've been working on here that kick off some AWS jobs to transcode. Those are the things that I'm comfortable with and languages that I'm comfortable with. But I also love to learn and expand my skill set at all times. So I'm exploring what the industry sometimes calls full stack. So that's an engineer that can go from the back end all the way up to the UI. I haven't started this yet, but I'm interested in teaching myself some UX and UI. I think one of the reasons I didn't go full stack in the past was I was scared of not having the UX skills. It's not that I couldn't understand the code or the markup languages of the front-end technologies. I just thought UX and UI skills were part and parcel of being a front-end engineer or a full-stack engineer. That may or may not have been true, but rather than being scared of what I don't know, I'm interested to see if I can learn a little bit of the UX UI with the idea of sort of this kind of solopreneur. Again, this is a product I want to exist because I want to use it at least from the athlete training side. And a solopreneur could outsource the UX and UI. Maybe I might end up changing my mind in doing that. But this sort of idea of could I do it all myself and at least get the product to a certain level? Okay, that is enough preamble. Let's get into the demo of what exists today. So, just to acclimate, on this side in the web browser is an early version of the coaching tools. Again, I'll repeat this caveat, but there is no UX or UI design. These are all material UI components that are just dropped in, and again, would like them to maybe look nicer or more modern. On the right side, this is Xcode running a simulation of the app. I do have the app running on my phone. I just thought it was easier to screen record this way. But this is the current version of the app. And right now, the app would be used by the athlete. So the web view is for the coach, and the app is for the athlete. I'm not wedded to that. It's just easier to iterate very quickly on this web view. I'm using Amplify behind the scenes. I'll pull it up real quick. Amplify is a set of AWS technologies. One of the cool things about it is it has versions that do React TypeScript for the website. It also has Swift components for this. It has Java components to support Android. And so the idea would be that with the core functionality in place, there's nothing keeping us from having a coach app, or at least a coach version of the app, or vice versa, or maybe clients want to log in. But again, this is about getting to the first full end-to-end to try out the product ideas. All of those things can come later. So back to it. This idea would be that a coach has signed in, and right now they have one client. I imagine that a coach wants to have sort of a catalog of activities that they enjoy doing. So let's just kind of simulate that. And let's say we're going to take this drop footwork with a mat. Now, maybe a coach likes to sort of borrow from excellent trainers like this Micah fellow here, or maybe they have their own YouTube channel. In the end, we can also support the uploading of their own direct video files. But simplest thing that could possibly work is to say, hey, there's already a YouTube video that kind of breaks over this. So we're going to grab that and put it in here, and then say, I would like you to perform 10 reps of each of the variations of this drill. Please film the last variation and with the camera directly in front of you. Okay, and we're going to say that this is drop footwork with a mat. Okay, so that's the idea, that the coach has this activity created successfully. Eventually we'll want to have the library here and those kind of things. But back to the personal, whether the coach has just curated a bunch of other videos that they really like, or whether they've maybe started their own YouTube channel, or maybe they want to create content from new. Whatever it is, they can go to a client, and here's the session view we're going to use in a second here. But likewise, we could directly go to a session based off of the athlete, and we say, okay, they're going to work out today. I imagine most of the time we would schedule sometime in the future, but let's keep this easy. And today what I want you to do from this library is a previously submitted drill called stationary pound dribbles, and then we're going to add another, and then this new one that we just added. So today we would like this athlete to do these two drills. Great. And there's a lack of feedback here, but we'll go over to the client to confirm. So now we're here on the right side. The client has logged in also and has this kind of placeholder for a dashboard, but they can go to their sessions, and sure enough, here's the one. We can see that there's some date skew that'll have to be fixed. There was a past session, but this is the one that our coach just submitted for us. Okay, so how are we going to do these? Well, this is the two activities that were just chosen. And sure enough, we go to the first one, and the system audio is not coming through, but here's the embedded YouTube video to show the athlete what they're supposed to be doing. And then we stand in one place, pound the ball. That's what's supposed to be done. Well, this one, the coach didn't want it filmed per se, so they're going to click done. This one, the coach also didn't ask for it to be filmed, or actually the feature to ask for it to be filmed here doesn't yet exist. So let me fix that. And we're actually going to go back to the coach view. And add this other one, which was a dribble ladder, and put it in for tomorrow. And create the session. All right, now the athlete can go look. We're going to go back to the top of the session view. There's the latest one. Okay, dribble ladder, again, has an embedded. Oh, interesting. Okay. This is a bug that I'll have to fix in the next sprint, or a feature that I'll have to build out. So this isn't allowing me to show. This is one of the things that happens with staying accountable and doing these regular sprints. So let me go back to another one I was using for testing earlier. Here's the dribble ladder again, but this time the dribble ladder has been flagged by the coach as asking for a video. So again, this is what I'm calling the personal, curation or the personal scheduling. So this is, the coach has decided what the athlete should work on. The coach might not need to see everything that is done, but the coach will be able to ask that a specific exercise can have a video uploaded. And so here we have a couple of videos. Would like access? Okay, well, let's do that for now. And here's a video, not actually of this exercise, but it'll still serve the purpose. It's a video of, nonetheless, this athlete uploading. Okay, and so now that has done, we'll say that we're done with the workout and go back. Okay. In the meantime, the coach will have this feedback view that again could be organized much nicer. On the back end, and because I'm using a demo that was previously used, I'm not sure it will override, but this video here was previously went through the same process. So we'll just treat that as the same for the purposes of this demo. On the back end, the video gets uploaded to an S3 bucket. That S3 bucket has an event that then triggers. AWS has media conversion that puts it in a consistent format, also makes it a little more efficient from a space standpoint. There's multiple things that happen there. That also puts it in a new S3 bucket, which creates an event. We move it to be in a slightly better structure, and some other things that don't matter. And then the last but not least is an event gets emitted to end up in this table and show the coach that they need to give feedback on the video. So we've seen some bugs. I don't think this is going to override, but this is somewhat indicative of how the coach would be able to come in here and see the types of feedback, and we can click on the video. Now we see yet another bug. Don't yet have the media conversion job ready to understand the difference. Oh my gosh, surprise, surprise, surprise. I said that this video was not going to override, and I was incorrect. This may be subtle. I doubt anybody's going to even watch this video, let alone go back. But this is the exercise that we just uploaded. there had been a previous video that was actually the same athlete shooting, but this exercise with the mat, which is somewhat similar to this exercise with the mat, was in fact what we just uploaded a moment ago here. And it has overridden. That may be a desired behavior, that may not. Again, because the video was shot in vertical, and right now we're retrieving things in horizontal, or at least the conversion job is configured. But this video is more efficient. It also has quality variable bitrate, which I need to read up a little bit more on and those kind of things to find the best way to do it. But the idea would be that on different internet connections, you can get different speeds. But all of these things are making use of AWS services, but finally putting something in a place with a structure. And then we have some backend APIs that not only are able to, connect this feedback, but this is retrieving a pre-signed URL. So we're able to come over here and watch the video with the pre-signed URL that used all the auth structure that was part of this. So yeah, those are the features that are built so far with the bugs that we noticed and more bugs that I'm sure will come up. Also, a large goal is to expand my skill set on UX and UI and start making these things a little bit prettier. But from a feature standpoint, the coach can grab an athlete, create a session, assign activities that they themselves have built out. We need a little modal here that says, do you want it filmed or not? Actually, I don't think we'll do that on the activity. We'll probably do it while they're creating in the session. Maybe there will be a yes, no, do I film this over here? I'll have to figure that out. Then, when the coach is watching these videos, I imagine that they'll actually screen record literally the way I'm doing right now. They could watch the videos, they could have this little, of them. If they have to demo anything, they could do, I think it's this. Yep. Okay, get your hand positioned like this and blah, 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 blah. And then, I don't think you all want to see me. There we go. But the same way I'm screen recording this in a browser with my own video here, rather than build the coach's software to do that, I think there's software that does that really well anyway, if I can just get them fed the right video. And then the idea was the same way I'm about to upload this video to YouTube, they could upload a video back to the feedback session or something like that. Oh, cool. There's two. Let's see if this is the old one. No, because they share the activity ID. Yeah, they're overriding each other. Probably not a desired behavior, so that's a bug. And then after the coach has done this kind of feedback, and let's pretend we're doing that, right? Let's play the video. There it goes. The coach might say, okay, great, just make sure that initial step to the left is a little more aggressive, or whatever the coach might want to say, but great progress, and I really like the wrap. And on this last one, I really can tell that you're getting downhill and kind of splitting your footwork, so good. Something like that. I'm not a qualified trainer, but nonetheless, somebody who knew what they were doing and had assigned this to help the athlete work on something could watch the video and then tell the athlete what they thought they did or did not do well, and then upload this type of video back. And then the idea would be the athlete eventually, this is not the correct view, this is recreating the session view, but the athlete would eventually also get a set of feedbacks. And then they would watch the video of their own coach telling them what to do. And then they come back and they do the next session. So give and go. Give and go, if you don't know, is a type of basketball play, but it also is trying to bring to mind the idea of asynchronous communication is what a tech person would call it, but basically the idea that you're going back and forth with your coach, that it's somewhat structured, but I would like to give the coaches the ability to give different activities and then give feedback directly on what they see, and then the client gets that, and then a new session would be put for the next time they plan on training. And yeah, that's the basketball product I wish existed. That's the progress I've been able to make so far on this idea and the technologies that I've chosen to work with, and that's the progress. So 1 week from now, there will be another demo with whatever progress I've made after that. If anybody watched this, thanks for watching. If you have some reason you want to contact me, or you got excited about this, or I don't even know how you discovered this video, you could try ben@gerund, GERUND.dev. Thanks. Bye.